Hi, my name's Kris, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that often divides people: essential oils. I started this journey, and I guess this video, because I was pondering for a long time, why are these oils named essential oils? The name gives you the impression that they are essential to life or essential to health, but surely that wasn't the case, right? So my journey took me to the website Britannica. And what I found, and the newest piece of trivia in my arsenal, is they're not named essential because they were thought to be essential. Rather, they're named essential because they were thought to represent the essence of flavour and odour, which makes a lot more sense when you think about it. So, I mean, if you came here to find that out, then obviously you're welcome to click off. But if you want to know more about the way that they now are incorporated in alternative health, medicine, and other facets of wellness, then please keep on watching. On the topic of the name, I did start thinking about what I would rename them if I could, because obviously the name's it's a bit clickbaity really. But the thing is, there's no name that fits just as well. I mean, you could say distilled oil, essence oil, or essence of oil. Yeah, it's really hard, so I get it, the name's going to stick around. So now we know what they were originally named for, the next question is, what are they used for? So the main use of essential oils is really in aromatherapy. So aromatherapy is, of course, using smells to enhance your mood, your well-being, your physical health, and your mental health. The theory is that the stimulation of the olfactory senses in the nose, or the smell center, will then send signals to the brain and end up in the limbic system, or the limbic center, which is more where the emotional regulation comes from. So smells equal emotion, smells equal less anxiety, less depression. Alternatively, you could actually have more anxiety, more depression, but that's not what this is used for, of course. Aromatherapy spans thousands of years across multiple cultures. The Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the Chinese, and the Indians, they all have had, documented in one way or another, the use of essential oils, or, well, aromatherapy. So, obviously I'm not an expert, so I'm going to read this little next part, but there are quite a few popular oils, and I think we've all heard, for example, lavender is good for sleep. But according to sources online, peppermint is thought to boost energy and digestion, and therefore is often found in teas. Lavender, like I said, reduces stress and is very good for sleep. Sandalwood calms the nerves and increases focus. Rose apparently improves mood. Chamomile is for relaxation, and again often finds its way into teas. Not the essential oil, mind you, just the essence. This is hard, isn't it? And finally, tea tree oil is thought to fight off infections. Hey, I definitely see why. If I smell something citrusy, I'm automatically feeling more awake and alert. It's a smell that I particularly like, so it does also make me feel like I'm in a better mood. Likewise, when I smell lavender, I do start to feel relaxed. In my personal anecdote, however, it's likely because I've been conditioned to think this. So I rarely eat oranges at night or any other citrus, which is a weird thing to say on the internet, or at all. But with lavender, I mean, if you've ever had a bath bomb or bath salts or anything to do with bath really, quite often you'll find the scent of lavender or the essence of lavender in them. It was the same when I was growing up. I used to, at different markets and things, find little bags of lavender that, you just carry. I think they were more for the drawers and things like that, your cupboards and your clothes. But I would carry it around because I liked lavender, because I liked purple. So in my head, I'm conditioned citrusy things awake. They're very fresh, they're very awakening. And lavender was always for relaxation or sleep. So I was conditioned to make the link there, but is there actually a science behind it? That's what I decided to find out today. In regards to evidence and evidence-based medicine, sadly, there's a real lack of good scientific evidence for the benefit or the use of essential oils and aromatherapy. Please note that I am kind of interchanging the two, although they are somewhat separate topics, but they do intertwine quite a lot. Most of the studies out there, and the ones that I could find, especially the systematic reviews, really cite that there's a lot of poor methodology, accumulation of results, not really big sample sizes, so it's done in a very small test center or test subject group, and the outcomes are very variable even when you have very similar studies done. Not only that, but often the results are just inconclusive. So as a medical doctor, I don't actually promote the use of essential oils or aromatherapy. However, I also don't knock it back. If you come in with an ailment and there is good evidence for treatments, whether that be medicines, exercise, meditation, changing lifestyle, etc., I'm going to promote that more because I can be more confident that the results you're going to get are going to be in your favor. That being said, if someone comes to me and they're stressed and they say, should I put lavender in my diffuser at nighttime? If it's not going to hurt you and it's got the very small but very real potential of helping, I'm not going to knock it back. That's fine, as long as you're not harming yourself or not taking the direction of evidence-based medicine, I guess, in place of using something like aromatherapy, then by all means do it. That's fine. What I do have concerns for though is that essential oils are thought to be very benign because they are natural and that they've been used for thousands of years across different, I guess, backgrounds, so they must be good. That's not the case. Essential oils are often extremely concentrated, and whilst a lot of them are diluted in different oils such as jojoba or other types of oils, they can still be extremely dangerous when they come in contact with skin. They can actually cause burns, which is ironic because in my research I found that a lot of oils are suggested to treat burns. So it's really difficult, and I have seen burns on skin, unfortunately, of children because they just happened to come across essential oils, not because the parents wanted to put essential oils in their children. However, the point still stands that essential oils in contact with skin can be very dangerous. There are even some oils which are extremely dangerous for animals such as cats and even dogs. That being said, a lot of the oils are actually extremely toxic for humans as well. This is more so when they're ingested, and even up to 4 ml, which is a tiny amount of oil, can lead to significant problems internally. Things such as seizures, liver failure, gastrointestinal upset, diarrhea, and even esophageal burns, so burns in the throat, from 4 milliliters, just such a tiny amount of oil. So please do not add essential oils to your food or your cooking. Please find food grade oils or food grade flavorings to add to your cooking, please. Finally, one of the reasons why I don't promote them necessarily, aside from the fact there's very little to no evidence, is that some essential oils can actually counteract Western medicines. So for example, a couple of the oils that I looked at do have a negative effect on the body when the body is also consuming warfarin. Warfarin is a very old anticoagulant, that is, it helps the body to stop clotting post heart attack, heart valve replacement, stroke, etc. So if you're taking an essential oil and also warfarin, you might actually increase your risk of either clotting or excessively bleeding. So I'd be very careful, and please do triple check if you are on medications and you decide to use essential oils. I guess the takeaway here is that there needs to be a lot more research because the evidence out there is really poor. The problem is, studying essential oils is actually really difficult. If we were to do a study, we'd have to make sure that you and I, if we were running the study of course, got every participant the same vial of the essential oil, or at least the same brand. Mind you, as far as I'm aware, there's very little regulation around the quality and the percentage of certain oils within one batch, really. So just like multivitamins, it's not like every bottle is tested individually to make sure it does have exactly what it says it has, unlike regulated medicines. So say we were able to get the same bottle, the same batch of the same brand of the same oil, then we would have to decide a dose. So in this instance, let's make an example that we are going to use aromatherapy using the exact same diffuser. We then measure out the exact same amount of water and measure out the exact same number of drops. The problem with diffusers, however, is they work in different spaces. So would we then put all of our test subjects in the same sized room with the same circulation, the same airflow, all of that, for the same amount of time to see if there was any, response to the oil that's used. Then, of course, the response, because a lot of these are not working on measurable things or objective things like heart rate, blood pressure. Some might, and that's fine, but a lot of them would be subjective, so it'd be on a scale. And of course, everyone interprets subjective things differently, hence why it's called subjective. So you can see now, and this is only the very beginning of developing a study, that it's very difficult to make sure that a study is actually really good quality. Not only that, but we would have to have a really large number involved in the study, because otherwise there's a lot of, potential for chance to have played a role, which is why that when you look at studies that only have 40 people, 10 people, or, small numbers, you start to query whether or not the results you had were real, or if it really was just roll of the dice. You would also have to take into consideration a lot of other things. The medications they're on, their allergies, their previous medical complications, their past medical history, potentially even their mental health history, their family history. So it's very, very difficult, and I do appreciate that's probably why there's not a lot of studies in essential oils. I'm very happy to be corrected, of course, especially in the future, because science changes over time, and that's the beauty of it. But for now, there's really no strong evidence at all that essential oils do anything. This is why I really do trust conventional medicine more. It's because I can see the evidence, I can see the studies, I can appreciate the advantages, the disadvantages, and I can see the numbers. So again, if essential oils and aromatherapy do have really good evidence behind them in the future, I of course will change my tune. I'm not completely against them by any means. It's just evidence, really. That's what I'm all about. That's what this channel's about. The other thing is, I don't want to sell you something that doesn't work. Of course, I don't actually sell anything except my services, but a lot of alternative health practitioners, health food stores, that sort of thing, will actually sell you, promises attached with their product. Take this and it will make you feel like this. Take this and it will make you do this or feel better or whatnot. And I can't guarantee that. And I don't want to sell you false advertising, false lies. False lies are just lies. Anyway, so again, that's kind of why I'm a little bit about essential oils sometimes. A lot of them are multi-level marketing schemes. I'm not going to name names, that's fine. And a lot of them completely refute the fact that they're also pyramid schemes. That's a completely different video and not something that I'm going to dive into. But you can see why I've got a lot of skepticism around them. And I think that's healthy too. So if you do take essential oils, if you do really subscribe to aromatherapy and really believe in its benefits, that's fantastic. Don't stop just because I'm telling you there's no evidence. If you are finding an effect, that's great. Just be aware that there is no evidence for or against it at the moment. This may change though. So if you're suffering with an issue and you do want something that you know will help, do chat with your doctor about evidence-based medicine approaches, whether that be things like non-pharmacological or non-medicine options. I'm not here to shill you pills. That doesn't make sense, you know what I'm saying. So if it's working for you, by all means continue it, as long as it's not at the expense of proper medicines as well. But yeah, this all started because I wanted to know why essential oils are called essential, and then I rambled. That's normal for me. So if you've enjoyed this, of course, thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment. I've had some really good feedback recently about like background music and things like that, so thank you. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Remember that just because I'm a doctor, I'm not your doctor, so please seek your own medical advice. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you later. Bye.